This episode of Iron Age Radio is brought to you by the one, the only Mark Schram of the Schram Cattle Company. There's only one place on Earth that you should be buying your beef from. There's only one place where you can be sure that you will not be being sold cloned, evil, ungodly meat like the Canadian government wants you eating. They want you to eat animals that were made in a tube, that are disgusting science experiments. But Mark wants something better for you. He wants you to eat the real thing, cows that are raised on a ranch by experts, by a guy who knows just what the heck he's doing. Mark Schram, Schram Cattle Co. We got it here in Iron Age. Talk to him on Instagram. Tell him that we sent you. And get only beef that was born, not made in a lab by an evil scientist.
And he's got a little farmhand.
And he's got a little farmhand named Thrones who helps him. Enjoy the episode. Hey guys, how's it going? We're back here with episode 34 of Iron Age Radio, here in the home of strength in Manitoba, Iron Age Strength and Conditioning in Winnipeg. My name is Tyler Sigurdsson. I'm a professional strongman on the circuit Fort. This is my partner in life, crime and strongman, Jian Sarame.
That's me.
Yeah, there you go. A little more than that. And we're here with another scintillating episode of Iron Age Radio, discussing all the cool stuff that happens in this amazing, crazy sport of ours. What's going on with your? Before we get into the meat of the episode, which everyone will know by the time they clicked on this, what's going on with you, Jian? What's new with you?
Nothing. Just living life, enjoying in the off season.
Well, I'll tell you what's new with you. There is something new with you. It's that already announced for next year on January 24th, we are having the second annual
grip comp.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing it for some reason. We're having the second annual Iron Claw. Last time we had it held by Canadian national grip champion James Jeffers, and we're like, we can do better than James Jeffers. So this year we brought in a World's Strongest Man finalist, 5th place, his first time at World's Strongest Man, a Strongest Man on Earth competitor, a Rogue Invitational competitor, Giants Live competitor, currently Canada's Strongest Man, the first ever Westerner to win that title, the one and only Sweet Tea, Tristan Hoth, will be coming in to referee it. We're very excited for that. We didn't get to see Tristan all year.
I did.
Where'd you?
In Colorado.
I didn't get to see Tristan all year because I didn't do any of the competitions that he was at, and he didn't do it. He didn't do the one competition that I was at, so we didn't get to cross paths at all, unfortunately. But
I got a Sweet Tea hug here and there. You saw him at Nationals also, so.
Oh yeah, no, I did see him this year.
He was there,
right? I did see him this year, but it's not enough. It's never enough for me with Tristan. So. Very excited to get the opportunity to hang out with him again. But more importantly than me hanging out with him is that he will be refereeing this grip competition. What a great opportunity. What a chance to be literally right in front of a guy who has gotten pretty close to doing it all in this sport. Been to all the big competitions, only a couple more to check off of his list. And also, for anyone who's not aware, I'm not sure how you could be, but if you're not aware, Tristan has an outrageous grip. Mm-hmm. He has one of the best grips in the world, and he is, what a great guy to have the opportunity to compete in front of and learn from, right? Absolutely no experience is necessary for it. We really, really encourage people, if you've never competed in strongman, if you've never competed in a strength sport, if you've never even thought about doing something before, this is a great opportunity just to jump in, give it a shot. We've come up with a lot of ways that we're going to tighten up. We ran a pretty long competition last time we did this. That was our first time doing it. We were learning. So we've taken a bunch of measures that will probably cut the time in about half, if I were to guess. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited for that.
A good way to cut the time in half is not inviting Jeffers.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was laying on his back, measuring everything with a tape measure, and it just took forever for him to get up.
Yeah, it wasn't, and that's the thing, is that it wasn't about him being really detail oriented. It was just being too fat to get up afterwards. So. But Jeffers helped us get this off the ground last year in all seriousness, so we're very thankful to him and Keelan for coming out and doing that. Mm-hmm. And this year we have the man himself, Sweet Tea, coming to help us out with it. So get registered now. Registration is live on ironagestrength.ca. It's also in the Instagram Linktree bio for Strong Manitoba. I want to see everybody signed up for that one. It's going to be a good time. Now, what else is new with you, Jian?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. Just cold. Cold all the time.
We want to wish, well, are we allowed to talk about this?
I think so.
Okay, so we want to wish...
I don't think anything is a secret with her.
Okay. We want to wish the best to Inez, who is dealing with an injury from Rogue. We found out that it's a little more severe than they maybe thought it was at first, so it could be affecting her upcoming competitions for sure. No OSG this weekend for her. And other competitions that are a big deal are up in the air right now. So we want to wish nothing but the best to friend of the show, friend of Jian, Inez Carrasquillo. We hope for a fast recovery for you.
Yeah.
You gotta have something to say about
that.
You have to have some sort of input on that.
So they said that she's gonna need surgery, and they thought it was gonna be 6 to 12 months for healing time. So she went to the surgeon's office, and then they said she does need surgery, but it's not as intensive as they first thought. And then from that, she took, I don't need surgery at all, and it's healing on its own. So then I had to figure it out from somebody else who wasn't even in the office that she does need surgery.
Yeah.
So
as far as we know right now, she needs surgery, but we're gonna wish.
So don't ask her.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to know, but we do wish her all the best in her recovery and whatever else might be coming for her. So, also happening right now as this episode airs, OSG is in full swing of the official Strongman Games in Arlington, Texas.
Yes.
Is where it is, I believe, this year. We've got a lot of great Canadian representation. We got a lot of great Manitoba representation. From Iron Age specifically, we have James Wary. He's our new young teen competitor who signed up, so we want to wish him the best of luck. We've got Evan Yaroski in the U90 division, who is he just really ran train on nationals this year.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see him tested, probably for the first time.
It'll be really fun to watch because I love watching the U90s, and then immediately after that watching the heavyweight open masters.
Yeah.
I just like the contrast of like really fast springy guys and then guys that just barely get up out of their chair.
Yeah. So we're very excited to see all that, and also we have I know Gordon, Langlar, and Dan. If you guys had to bail on it, unfortunately, but Jocelyn is another one too who's doing it, I shouldn't have started naming people, but I don't think there's that many more than that.
I didn't see Ryder today, so
yeah, I'm not sure if Ryder ended up making it, but all the best to all the Manitoba competitors who were there. All the best to all the Western Canadian, anybody that we've ever met in Strongman. We want to wish you the best of luck. The Josh Spurgeons of the world.
Yeah.
All those guys who were there. Jeffers, who's making a run for the podium for the Open Men this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the events for him for it, but we will see though.
Yeah, he's looking good.
And we're gonna have Throne sit down with me next week, and we're gonna discuss all the results of OSG because nobody watches OSG quite like Thrones watches OSG, and I mean that as a compliment. He's extremely detail oriented.
There will be no skipping.
No, I'll watch what I watch, and he'll watch every inch of it.
I just watch who I know, and I just watch who's like interesting looking.
I tend to like kind of what do you call it, like graze over. No, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Like skip over
whatever. Yeah, like the ones that don't include people that I know. I'll usually watch the finals of all the classes, even if I don't know people in it, because that's just good strongman. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll be talking about that. And we're very excited. But this episode, Jian got very mad at me because I was like, "Oh, I'll just get thrown to sit with me on this episode too," and then she was like, "It's my podcast too," and I was like, "All right, that's cool. You can sit with me and we'll talk about."
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I got mad because when we do episodes with Thrones, Tyler still needs me here because he wants me to do all the production stuff, even though Thrones knows how to do the production stuff anyways.
I want you here because I like you, having you around, and I care about you.
Well, not enough to be on the podcast episode.
And you're my partner, and I love you.
So what is the point?
The point of this, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the point of this is, but
yeah,
we are going we're going to be discussing
the Magnus for Magnusson Classic
from this year being held in
Iceland. Every year
right.
It's in Iceland.
This year they held it in Iceland. Big changes. That was pretty cool of them. It was pretty exciting stuff. I was there last year, so I kind of have not a unique perspective, but a rare perspective, I guess.
Perspective for sure.
Certainly a perspective on the competition that some people might not have, that I can kind of weigh it against my time there. This year was awesome. It was a very different competition this year. Kind of looking at the competition as a whole, we saw, despite some people having to drop out, we saw a lot bigger names invited to this competition than we've seen in the past. You know, guys like Lucas Hatton, Kielskowski was there last year.
Yeah.
Returning as the winner, which makes sense, but I think at a certain point, like I think that it's nice for Lucas to say do this competition because he's I like him.
He's a big name, and then he people that wouldn't usually watch the show are gonna watch it because a lot of people that are new to strongman are new fans. They like him.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do like to see this competition as sort of that tier between say like a regional level competition, say maybe even like a national level competition, and the big shows, the Giants Lives, the Big Four, all those ones. I like to see like guys like Villius. He's a guy that I love seeing this one. Levi Strong is a great example of somebody where it's like this is a great opportunity for guys to break out. Nick Wortham. Those are the kind of guys that I really want to see in this competition. And no disrespect to our boy Lucas. You know, we got a lot of love for Lucas around here. He's just past this. You know what I mean? Like it's just to me at least. And you know, but then you see like down the list.
Until you see the results.
Until you see, well, he still did well. But then you look down the list and then say like Max Boudreau, where you might think that he would be in that same category, but you know he's coming off of some injuries and stuff, and this is a good opportunity for him to get back at a high level of competition that isn't going to be the highest level of competition. You know what I mean? The same way that Kielskowski, when he came back, that was probably an appropriate show for him to come back to.
I really like this production too because let's say someone like Levi and the guys that are just about to get their breakout show, they're doing this in front of the people that matter when it comes to the Big Four.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and I like seeing like I said, like distinctive sort of tiers where it's like SCL has like a certain level of competitor there, like a very good level of competitor, but it's not necessarily guys that you would see at like the Smo or Rogue or whatever, except for on some special occasions. And I like Magnus being in that kind of qualifier, that category too, excuse me, where we see different guys there than we see all the time in the other competitions. Right. You know, I don't need to see Evan Singleton in this competition. I see him lots of other places. I don't necessarily need to see, you know, I don't want to see Mitch Hooper here because we see him enough other places. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's going to put on a great show here, but it's just not necessarily what the point of this. I keep saying not necessarily. That's not
necessarily
what this needs to be for me, just for me personally,
right?
And that's
it's just a different kind of brand of show,
right?
It's not like you don't need to see the top 10 guys in the world that are filling out these stadium shows. I think this is more appropriate for guys that are about to get to those shows,
or you know, if you look at say like without getting too much into the roster yet, but guys like say Chris Beetham, who I think is a little older, and there's been guys in the past who are the older guys who are maybe on the descent of their careers, but are still very high up because they're very good.
Right.
And this is a great show for them in that way too. Does it have an age for him there?
Nope.
Well, he hasn't been active for that long, so maybe he's not as old as
What a crazy photo that Strongman Archives is using for Chris Beetham.
He just has gray hair, so it just sort of kind of makes me immediately think that he's
everyone's
a little older,
42.
Yeah, everyone's 42. But anyway, that's kind of where I start with this is the sort of the general show itself. 2 days instead of 3 days this year, which is a very big change. We did 3 days last year, and
okay, it's such a different show because I'm pissed off about it still, and I'll never get over it. When we went to Iceland, it was -20 the whole time. Yeah. Colder there than it was here.
Yeah, yeah.
And the wind was crazy, especially for the Husfeld. Like, there's no shield from the wind. And this year, everyone's just wearing hoodies.
No
and
snow.
It's just...
Yeah. It was a very different experience this year than last year, I'll tell you that. Like, or the last several years. This year seemed to be a little bit of a standalone in that way with how warm it was.
And I was even messaging people that were there, and I was like, I'm so pissed that it's warmer there.
And I think a lot of the athletes who were competing this year would probably disagree that it wasn't that warm, but just speaking objectively, it was way warmer than it has been in the past, and less damp and wet and everything. Like, they
had some little patches of snow here and there, but
not much though.
At the Husafell, like, it was thick snow on the ground
when we went.
Yeah.
It was a very different experience.
Yeah.
And they changed the order of the events, and they changed like the number of events, obviously, and everything. So it kind of sucks because I like having a competition that you can kind of compare like at least most of the events, like year by year. I think that's pretty cool. But then even say this one, the Hoosfell was the first event they did this year. Yeah. It was the third event we did last year, and the conditions were just so different that it's really hard to.
But I think that's a really nice change, though, because we were rushing for the Hoosfell to chase the sun.
This was the way to do it for sure.
That was the way to do it. I think this year's system was absolutely the way to do it.
We could have definitely done the Hercules hole in the dark if we had to.
They had all the lights too.
Yeah.
It's just that they couldn't bring everything to
those, you know what I mean? Like I would rather do the Hercules hole in the dark than the Hoosfell, but whatever, live and learn. So still kind of want to talk a little more about the production of this whole thing, though. I know that Inez told us how much last time she loves hearing about the production of things. Fuck you, Inez.
In her words, it's just 20 minutes of production talk.
Yeah. Well,
what did she say? She said, "Hurry up." Oh, get to it.
Right there, buddy.
Yeah, she said, "Get to it."
So, okay, I do have a couple of things about this. The watching experience of the show, we'll call it. I don't care for how casual it feels.
Because of commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that it's treated like everyone's on vacation.
Yeah.
So like
this is a really big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe that's my problem with it. Is that it's not being treated as seriously by some people as it
Well, then you should get Colin Bryce off the mic.
Well, we're getting around to things here. Hold on. So we I don't care for seeing like the commentary guys drinking beer during the show. Like this is just my personal taste. So maybe someone hears this and they're like, what the fuck, who cares? But this is just my personal taste for it. Is that I like this to be treated like it's an important event that everybody is on the ball for. I would have liked to have seen the commentary have more information on the athletes that are competing. Yeah. There was a lot of like, oh, wow, this guy's a good presser. Oh, this guy's good. I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Is his name really Levi Strong?
Yeah.
Somebody asked, and it's like, well, you have the information.
I don't care for commentary people like finding out things the day of. Or
especially
or even
with
worse,
a roster of 12.
Yeah, 12 guys.
Like, it's not that crazy to find out.
Or even worse, finding out during the competition what's going on. So I don't, like I said, I don't care for the informality of the whole thing. Like I want, like this costs money to watch. And maybe I'm way off base here. Maybe some people watch this and they love that this feels very different than say watching a Giants live or watching any of the big four or whatever. Maybe they like that sort of vibe.
I think it's because we take it very seriously because we are on the back end of things.
Maybe. Also. Yeah, it's just not for me. I just don't care for it. It's just too jokey.
I need to talk about something that really, really bothers me.
Okay.
Is that we pay money. We have 2 separate accounts in our household to get the streams because when I'm watching, I don't want to get kicked off when he's watching or whatever. Right. So we pay money, twice the amount of money that we should be paying, right?
Right.
And the player for the live streaming is shit. The fact that like if I try to cast it to my TV, impossible. Like even if I try to skip 10 seconds ahead,
it doesn't work.
There's no way. You either have to watch on your phone or on your laptop, and sometimes it's shoddy still. There's got to be a better way. YouTube does it seamlessly.
Yeah, it's
for free.
It's just the player they use. I'm not sure what it is, but I do find that problem a lot too. Is when I try to cast it to anything, it just fucks up.
The second I'm paying money, which I'm happy to pay because obviously we both pay for it.
Yeah.
The second we're paying money for it, you have to be better than the free services.
Yeah, there's responsibility there. Sure.
Yeah. I hate it. So
I hate it.
I fucking hate it.
So the commentary was too relaxed for me. It was too jokey. Didn't know enough about the athletes.
Oh, also the one thing about the commentary is that I was telling Tyler that he's playing this
Colin Bryce. He's
playing this character that he's just like that he doesn't. I wouldn't even say that he doesn't care about strongman. It's just that strongman is obviously his life. He's been working with strongman for decades. Yeah. But the character that he puts on, to me, in my personal opinion, is not very likable.
No, I don't.
He should care more about each and every athlete because these guys are working very hard to impress him.
It's just too much ribbing. Like it's too much
Yeah.
like joking with the guys and stuff when they're about to go or after they've gone or whatever. It's like just
It's very distracting.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I just it didn't make for an enjoyable watching experience for me. But to go on the other side of that, like I've seen him do like he sits in for sometimes in the commentary on OSG, and I think he's great. I think he's really good at that.
Yeah.
He's got a good voice for commentary, and when he takes it seriously, he really
Because it's
does
not
a
him
great
chumming
job.
it up with his buddy Laws, right?
Maybe that's what it is.
And because this is such a small roster compared to other shows, he feels more comfortable, and it's not such a big rush like the other shows.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like the
Yeah,
the
I didn't care. I
character.
just didn't care for that either. I think the production overall this year was better
Yes.
than how it has been in the past. There was less hiccups in the production. It wasn't as cold, so there was less problems with equipment and everything. And it just generally ran smoother. The stream was pretty good. A couple little things that I like. There wasn't like a timer on the screen and stuff like that. But I don't know.
They got a couple
So many
of the
goddamn
nameplates.
shows don't have a timer that I'm just
Yeah.
like whatever.
It is hard to start. Like I've watched Thrones do it. He does it for ours.
Yeah.
It is hard to because you have so many plates spinning
Right.
that it's hard to like. Okay, I got to do this timer now.
But he does it.
But he does it.
Thrones manages it. So.
But yeah, like it was such a beautiful production. Like just being in Iceland on its own is
Yeah.
huge, right?
Yeah, and it was fun. Like me and Jian were watching it. And we're like, oh, we went there and we've been there, and
Yeah,
like it just
that's where I had the worst meal of my life.
yeah, we went to
and-
that restaurant behind them, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So anyway, let's get a little bit into the events here. So the Hoosfell, this one was tough for me to watch because when we did it, it was the third event. Not that the other two events were like super draining to where I don't think I would have like done way better if it would have been switched.
we were
in the
just
order or
over
whatever.
it.
But it was very, very cold. That was definitely affecting. Well, you were over it. I wasn't over it. But I was about to pick up one of the most important pieces in strongman history. I wasn't really over it.
I
but
touched it, so that
you
was
were-
fine.
You were over it.
Yeah,
But it was so cold. The athletes were all freezing. The stone wasn't warmed up in between, which is my understanding that it is done with other people or other years, I
it
was
was
say.
blowtorched in between
Yeah,
to get
it was-
the moisture off.
Yeah. It just didn't happen here, and it was the ground was a little more slippery. Whatever. There was a lot of
baby.
things. Yeah, and that's by no means am I saying like, oh, this is why they got
Bullshit.
No, this whole group did better than our whole group last year.
Yes,
But
it was two completely different
yeah.
competitions.
I would really love to go to Iceland in the summer at some point or when it's dry and try the stone then. I think that I could do better then. But we had the first breakout performance of our eventual champion, the friend of the show. Never forget that we're on this shit before anybody is. I want to make sure that everybody knows that. We had Tristan on the show before he did World's Strongest Man. Yeah. We had Jeffers on the show before he did Giants Live. We had Levi Strong on before he won the Magnus Classic. Never forget who puts these guys on and who's paying attention, who has their ear to the ground.
And Wes was already doing his thing before we got him on, but
Was he? Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just never forget that. That's all I'm saying. We're cool. We're very, very cool.
Yeah, we're very
And
ahead of
we're,
things.
We're star makers. Anyway.
Don't do that.
But yeah, we saw a great performance from Levi on there.
By the way, that episode is very underrated.
It is.
You guys got to go back because before we even published that episode, I had listened to it 4 times because it was so entertaining.
Yeah. This is on some real talk here. Like our episodes normally get 500 or 600 between the several platforms that we use in listeners and views, and that's like kind of like our number that we're pretty happy with that, to be honest with you, because we're just talking.
JF
about
was like crazy.
That was a good one. Yeah. We're just talking about strongman, and we're just doing it as a means of reaching our circle. So when our circle's gotten that big, hey, we're good with that.
I just like it as like a way to corner our friends into talking to us for longer.
But Levi's episode was so low, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I think that people just didn't know who he was.
Nobody knew he was.
But go back and watch that one. I really encourage that.
His accent is really good.
Yeah,
he's very funny.
He's a very entertaining guy, and I liked him a lot. And he talks some shit, and it's fun to listen to him.
And this is the most active he's ever been on social media, and we probably won't see him again until the next one.
Oh.
He's getting a call from Quebec. It's probably JF.
No, it's probably an Indian guy.
Do you want to answer it?
No, I want to do it right now. I like answering those calls. And then on this one also we had a bit of a heartbreaker too, where Christian slipped or took a bad step or something.
I think he tripped over his foot on the around the corner.
So we had a friend who did very, very well in this one. We had a friend who did very, very poorly in that one, and it's really a shame. But
should we go through the roster?
so what we're gonna do is I told Jian this already, but I'll tell you guys this, and then Jian can listen. We're gonna go through all the events, and then we'll go through the final standings at the end, and we'll talk a little bit about each athlete.
Right.
Um,
Got it. Yep.
So
Herd chef.
herd. So that was a great run for Levi. Really set the pace for him for the rest of this competition, which is
He went first, was just crazy.
yeah, and this is that's true. He's the first one to go too, so he had
So he just had to go till he couldn't.
Yeah, and this was like this competition was really good for him with a couple of exceptions. This is one where he got to do all the shit that he's good at. Like he's good at natural stones. Mm-hmm. He's like a long, tall guy. So like the stuff here was.
When people say they're stone specialists, they don't really mean it, but it is true for Levi.
They mean that they're Atlas stone specialists. Usually.
Yeah.
But he's good at just things that involve wrapping your arms around something because he's a big guy, you know.
Yeah. He's 6'7".
Yeah, he lords over me when I sit next to him too. Like he's just a monster. Following that, we had the stone over bar, which I bet those loaders were so happy they added that 6 stone this year because boy oh boy was it necessary with nobody touching it.
Yeah. And like they're all natural stones, so you can't just roll them out of a truck either.
No. That was an interesting choice because they had 5 stones last year and only 2 guys finished it.
Well, they had 5 stones last year, but they were not over bar. Some of them were shoulder.
2 of them were to shoulder, and then the rest were over bars. A little bit of a different style than what they did with this one. Mm-hmm. But only Kiloskowski and our friend from Lithuania finished it. Mm-hmm. And
they're tricky stones. They even said on the stream too.
Like I got the 4th of 5, and that was good enough for 3rd place by just getting that 4th one.
Yeah.
And so I was surprised to see they added a 6th stone. You can see Jordy Osborne tried to do the same thing that I did, was pick it up like a Hoosfell. Yeah. But he had one more clever trick in the bag that I didn't think to try, which is whenever you watch like weight class guys or women pick up the Hoosfell, they do that thing where they dig it into their lap and then flip it up. Uh-huh. And he almost made that work. If he would have been fresh, I think he could have made that one work. That was a really, really clever way to try to make that go.
I am always really impressed with when guys try different things because you're stressed out. You could just hear like the ticking of the clock in your head, and like you just try whatever. Yeah. Like Hooper with the
power stairs.
The power stairs.
Yeah.
Like I like watching the panic.
Yeah, that's not necessarily like what he's trying to go backwards. Like that's not going to work. But hey, you're trying something different. You know what I mean? And it was funny because Laws said the same thing to Osborne when he was doing the same thing with the same stone. When I was doing it the year before, he was like, I like that he's trying stuff. He's not giving up on it.
It looks fucking weird, but good for you.
So that was it was a fun one to watch. Levi again taking full points on that one. Mm-hmm. Just really, really crushing it. But Villius having a great run on it too. Not Villius. Sorry, my
Jordan. He was 2nd for stone over bar.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Villiers had a great run on the Hoosfell, not surprisingly.
Yeah. He used to hold the world record.
Yes, he was, and it's so interesting. These guys, just go back to the Hoosfell for 1 second. If you live in Iceland, the Hoosfell could just be a training tool for you. You can just go and I'm so jealous of that.
Do they bring it anywhere? Or do they leave it there?
They just leave it there, as far as I know.
I think it's like more protected now, though.
It doesn't belong to anybody though. Yeah, I've always heard that I've always heard rumor that like this year might be the last year. This year might be the last year that because I know that
they want it to be.
They've talked
preserved.
about putting it away, because it's starting to show wear and tear, I guess. But no, not so far. But the stone over bar. Sorry, Jordan Osborne also did very well. Is what I meant to say in that one. He there was him and Palmy, who is the Icelandic guy who really had a much better showing this year than last. Mm-hmm. I'd heard that last year he was sick going into it. He's also just like young and green, I think, too. Yeah. And he's just really showed a lot of experience and growth in the last year here. But Jordan Osborne showing that he is really good, too, in this one. And he's someone to watch out for. He really just had a couple of stinker events that really affected him from just being right there or from taking first place from Levi. But
yes. He was right behind him the whole time.
Well, and that's interesting, too. That, like, Levi didn't have a perfect competition either.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of mixed...
It was a nail biter the whole time.
If there would have been one guy who did like a little better, like, you know, like if you gotten like 3rd consistently or whatever, that would have been big points in this competition. That would have been a really good position. The the block press. So they changed this from when I did it. When I did it, it was a max block press with natural stones.
Yes.
They had like really cool kind of square cut stones for it. This year they had I think they were aluminum. They were made of metal, I think, right?
Yes.
Like a ladder, like a block run.
Which would have been great if you had done last year, because that's what you were practicing on, was a loadable block.
I don't know that I would have done that much better. Those are tough.
Well, like there would have been more consistency, right?
Sure,
Because
sure,
the shapes mattered. Because Tristan was telling you, hey, I know that this one is lighter, but that shape is fucked. So go for the heavier one.
Yeah, and look how right he was. I fucking didn't get it. So
And then you bumped
thanks
your
a
little
lot,
chin.
Tristan. Yeah, I bumped my little noggin. Thanks to you, Tristan. Okay, let's say you as a viewer, what do you prefer, the max one or the stone run? Do you prefer the natural stones or the squared off block? Like, what do you?
I like a ladder over max for most things.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Mostly as a promoter, I just hate running max events. So
So just like it kind of stinks with like
it's just like annoying.
yeah.
Like, and I get annoyed
you
watching
just think
it.
about it when you're not even doing it.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, just figure it out and then have them all ready and then.
Do you have a preference whether it's like natural stones or like obviously you couldn't do a head to head with natural stones, but
Right.
would you have a preference if it was like a run of natural stones or would you like the
I would like the run
uniformity?
of natural stones.
Yeah.
Because to me that's more like old school strongman versus, like the standardized whatever rogue block
Sure.
or whatever.
Yeah. Well, especially, and that's what this show is all about, right?
For
This
an
competition.
Icelandic show, for a
Magnus specifically.
yeah, like you want the grit of natural stones.
Well, it's the idea is that it's like I think that like a theme that you'll pick up on by watching the Magnus competitions is that it's like a lot of it is like man versus nature, right? A lot of it has to do with, or maybe more specifically, it's like traditional, like man versus traditional Icelandic living kind
yeah,
of. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
You see a lot of wood. You see a lot of
a lot
stone.
of fishing gear,
Yeah.
a lot of shit like that, right? So
And I like how for the stone over bar that I think it's the Husafel shaped one. The stone is has like what looks to be like moss almost this year on it.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah. So the fourth event was a real interesting one. The swimming, the loading race, but in a pool with barrels of water.
Something?
I don't know.
I think like they probably loaded with sand. I know that they weren't filled to the brim, right?
So let's talk about a little bit about this event because I think this was a.
You have thoughts and feelings about this event.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say this was a bit of a polarizing event, but I don't know that it was polarizing. I think that pretty universally this has been like a panned event as people kind of thought it sucked. But let me start with the positives. Let's start with the good things about this event. It's unique. It's definitely
For sure
it's definitely thinking outside. Well, it's not. I shouldn't say it's not unique, but it's thinking outside the box. It's very different.
Right.
It harkens back to kind of early strongman days when they did do things in pools like this sometimes.
Yeah.
And also it harkens back to old strongman in the way that it is hard. Like it's not normal. There's no standard. Like this is not something you normally see, and that's the way it used to be in strongman. When you'd watch World's Strongest Man, you could watch the first 10 World's Strongest Man, and there'd be a ton of events in there where you're like, "What the hell is going on here? Like, what is this?"
Well, now it's just become so polished and everything's
Right.
the same.
Yes.
and,
Exactly.
like,
You just would never see an event like this anymore.
Right.
So I'll give credit for that. I think it's kind of cool in that way. It also continues on with the trend that we just talked about, the theme, which is it's man versus nature. You're in water. You're fighting. I mean, you're in a heated pool, but it's what I'm saying?
geothermically heated.
Geothermically heated. There you go.
Yeah.
And but you're fighting against the water. You're carrying barrels of water, like or barrels of whatever, which is again with like the fishing theme and the Iceland theme and stuff. So it works in that way for me. I can understand it. I get it. I'm not like totally like why the fuck did they do this? But then you watch the event happen. And you're like, this is dumb. Like, this is a dumb event.
Well, yeah, because like when they announced that it was a loading race in a pool, my first thought was, well, what about the guys that can't swim?
Right.
And then I found out that it's not like a super deep pool
No.
where like a guy would drown or whatever. But then it becomes a fact of a height contest, right?
Yeah.
Because if your torso is fully submerged in the water, that's so much more drag when you're trying to run through or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I would have liked to have seen water like like I like when they do stuff in the water. Like World's Strongest Man, they used to do that. I think it's really cool. I would have liked to have seen a little shallower water,
like knee height. So then you have to pick your knees. Yeah,
I think that would be appropriate. Because when they had these barrels, that there was like a technique that they all kind of figured out, obviously during the warm ups, which is just push it down first and then it pops itself back up. So you want to take things like that out, I think.
Well, and then like if you think about someone who's shorter and you're rounding over the barrel, that's so much of your upper body in the water. And for you to try to drag it, that's just going to cost you more seconds, right?
Yeah.
And then like you can almost feel the placing slip away from you.
Yeah, and I'll say though that you could see this was a hard event for some guys. Like you could see guys trying to grind up that barrel onto the edge of the pool, and it was probably extremely frustrating. But of course, in first place in this one, our boy,
who got first place in this one?
Christian,
for the loading race.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong column.
Yes, you are.
He did. Yeah, that's right.
Because
he's a fast swimmer because he's a lifeguard.
He's a lifeguard. He's a lifeguard at the Blue Lagoon. Maybe I shouldn't give away all that stuff about him. He talks about that, right?
I mean, who's going to stalk him?
Well, I don't know. He's an attractive man. People would want to stalk him.
He is very hot.
Yeah.
He looked very handsome this year.
Yeah. So
he looks handsome every year.
He his lifeguard background, I can't imagine he would have figured that would be too helpful in too much of his strongman career. But hey, man, this was the time to use it, and use it he did. Made up for a tough run on the Hoosfell with some huge points on this one.
He just sprinted back too. That was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that was the end of the first day. I imagine the athletes were probably pretty ready to be done after being in the pool like that.
I just need to talk about the funniest thing from that event was that Max finished. He finished very quickly. He got second place in that one, and a lot of the guys they stay in the pool to cheer on their competitors because it was head to head. And the second Max was done, he was out of there.
He was out of that pool. Yeah.
I was like, I bet you he thinks it's gay to be wet and cheering guys on.
I don't know if maybe he didn't enjoy it. Maybe he's not a pool guy. I don't know. Have we ever spent time with Max in a pool?
No, I don't think so.
I never have. So maybe we've just uncovered something here. Maybe Max hates being in pools.
Maybe
Max can't swim.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure he could probably swim. Most people can swim, except for me.
I haven't seen it myself, so I don't know. Okay, so on to day 2 then. We had the deadlift. Deadlift was, I don't know, man. Maybe this was like, it was raining a little bit that day, the second day of events.
They said that like it was like sandpaper quite a bit of times.
The axle coming up their legs? Oh, well, maybe that's what it was. Well, a couple guys were just stapled on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe guys had rough sleep, so they just didn't recover. Maybe the swimming took a lot out of them the day before.
Yeah.
That would be a very draining event. So I don't know. But I'm looking at this here. There's 5 zeros for the deadlift. That's pretty wild in a field of 12 guys and 12 like perfectly capable guys. One rep, 3 2 reps, and then Lucas with 6. Like like getting a rep was really big points on this one here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to ask one of the guys who was there why it was so difficult, because I just didn't really seem like it would be all that challenging. The weight was 720 on an axle. It's heavy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But these guys are all capable of. I would.
But
think.
maybe the height was weird with the axle.
Yeah, could very well be. I'd have to ask some guys to see exactly what was going on with that. But I remember just watching it and being like, "What is going on here today?"
Lucas got 6 reps and it was crazy. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't think that he's a good deadlifter, but he's a good deadlifter. He's just an amazing presser.
He's maybe not the best in the world, like the guys he competes against. Though.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
exactly.
Right? And this is an interesting competition because there was a few events. This one included where Lucas did get to show he's like, there, I am a cut above these guys. He showed it in the block press too. He showed it in the log. But then he didn't show it in some of the other ones.
Right.
Specifically, the next one coming up, the vertical lift. Not his event.
No.
Not great for him.
He doesn't have amazing grip. You've seen it in other grip events that he's not a grip monster like, let's say, Wes or Tristan. Yeah. Right?
I could be wrong, but I think maybe they made the hoist a little lighter this year because that's just based solely, not because of what I could do or not do with it, but just based on the guys who didn't finish or didn't do well last year, and then comparing that to some of the guys who, like most guys, got some pretty good points on this one, some good distance.
So last year they loaded the hoist. They added, I think it was 40 kilos.
Yeah, this one I think there's one plate on it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the guys are just really improved because some of the guys who didn't do so well last year did really well this year.
It didn't look like they added any from like the original.
I think I saw there's one plate on there.
Oh,
but they if that's the case, whatever. I think it was probably the right call because it was. It was
this
more
weight is appropriate.
This is a great weight for it.
Yeah.
And if they didn't lower it and guys have just gotten that much better, hey, credit to those guys. That was awesome. Again, like this is one too where like Levi, despite still being in the lead, because of his very strong showing the first day, he didn't do super hot in this one. Split the group actually right in the middle, and again, like if there had just been a guy who like Vilius won this one, he had a really really great run, but then he had the 0 before that, and he had not so hot in the loading race and whatever. Like if someone had just been consistently good with everything,
the whole thing was a toss up for everybody.
Yeah, and it would have really been a different competition. Like I think of somebody like Tristan in this competition would have done very well.
Yeah,
I think because he would have done just good, at least good in everything.
Yeah. And for the arm over arm, it was really really crazy to watch Justin really take off.
Yeah, this was one where he got to get some good points on too because he had a good one on there too.
He got a really good time and he finished it. Not a lot of guys did
great too.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch Max on this one. Everyone knows that Max has an amazing grip. Everyone knows that Max is a great like puller in an event like this, but it really showed that he's just not where he probably wants to be right now. He's coming off of 2 bicep injuries each arm. I saw a picture of his bicep after the competition, and it was just a picture of him like posing with somebody, and it didn't look super great.
Oh.
So I don't know what's going on with him right now. And
was there bruising that you could?
No, it just was really short on the thing.
Oh.
So I don't know what's up with him, and I hope that's whatever.
I hope
it is.
he was just trying to flex for the photo.
I don't know if that's what it was. But anyway, we obviously hope for nothing but the best for Max, and it was great to see him compete again. It was also great to see him having fun at this competition too.
Yeah.
I think that was.
I've only ever seen him in 2 moods ever, and it's like silly or quiet.
Yeah.
Super super silly or super super quiet.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Like he bombed the deadlift.
Yeah.
And Colin Bryce went to him and said something, whatever, and he's like, "Oh, it's a strategy. I'm
fresh.
I'm fresh now."
And it's like you just woke up. It's the first event of the second day. Like everyone's fresh.
Yeah, he was. But it was good to watch him, and he was entertaining, and he put on a good show as he always does.
I like when he's on the mic. They should get him on the mic way more.
I agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of putting on a good show, he won the next event, which was the sandbag over bar.
Yes.
That's not a huge shock, but it's just like this is a good level of competitors, and he's not at his best right now. So it was great to see him still be able to pull that one out. Big 12 points in that one, and one of the only guys to finish the run. Actually, there was 3 guys that finished it.
Yes.
So we look
3. Yeah.
Yeah, Palmy, Levi, and Max. So the 2 tallest guys and Max.
Yeah. He's just very explosive. He's a very good thrower. He never had to look
Right.
To see if he got it.
Right.
Right, which saves you seconds.
Right. Well, and what I think is interesting because you made a great point here. I want to give you credit where credit's due here.
Thank you so much.
But let's look at say Levi's who finished it and Vilius. So Levi finished 8 in 49:28. Vilius finished 7 in 26:39. Now, he by getting one more bag, it didn't matter that Vilius finished those probably 15 seconds before he finished the other ones.
Can I say?
Hey, I want you to. This is your shit.
So I was telling Tyler because we were doing a little touch up of everything just before recording. We were watching the sandbag throw, and when you watch Vilius, he's throwing the bags so far up and so far behind him. He's not even taking a jump back. So he's very quick with every single bag with a lighter one.
Extremely explosive athlete.
He's very explosive, but he spent all of his energy because as the bags got heavier, he was just running out of gas. So he is explosive enough to get the last bag. It's just that he had blew his load, I guess.
Yeah, I think that if he would have timed it a little differently, he could have gotten that.
Yeah. If he had been, if he took a jump back and then toss, he wouldn't have to throw it as hard.
Right.
So obviously he's strong enough to get the last bag. He's explosive enough to get the last bag. It's just that he had spent so much energy in 26 seconds, right? So
right.
And it's one of those things, the more you try a bag,
Yeah.
the less it's going to go.
And to be clear, like, this is all sitting here with the benefit of hindsight of being like, oh, you should just slow down and blah, blah. It's
Obviously.
like, you're going to go fast when you're going fast. But
Yeah.
that is maybe something he wants to consider, or his coach would maybe consider next time, would be that, like, okay, so this strategy didn't work as well as we would have liked. Maybe we take the first 3 or 4 really fast, and then we slow it down for
And then you jump
the last
back,
couple.
and then,
Yeah. Something to consider. Excellent work, Jian.
Thank you. I'm a professional watcher.
Yeah, professional watcher, absolutely. And then any more notes on the side?
Also, like, it's really hard for a sandbag throw because it was raining.
Yeah.
And it had been raining, so the sandbags are only getting heavier.
They were in front of that cool church that I wish that we would have competed. We
Yeah.
went there, but I wish we would have competed
we went
in front of it.
outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin went with your parents.
I didn't go. What the fuck?
We stayed home and we slept because that was the day
Slept
after
probably,
you competed. But yeah, it was a really cool venue. It was downtown, like at that really big church.
Yeah.
Right behind it is the yellow building, which is where I had fermented shark.
That's right. Yeah, the pea shark.
Yeah.
It was.
I got really, really drunk there.
There's one thing that you could never take away from the Magnus, and that's the quality of the aesthetics
The
of
shark.
it. Like,
Oh.
yeah, the quality of the piss shark that you eat there. It's very, very high. So last but not least, we had the log medley,
Yeah.
and again, like, this was a really interesting one because it was like Levi didn't do particularly well in this log medley, but he had just built up enough points, and the point spread was just weird
It
enough.
was crazy. It was such a nail biter.
Yeah.
Because first day, like after 2 events, he was in a 7-point lead.
Yeah.
So I woke up and that was the first thing I saw. I was trying not to look at spoilers, but it just popped up.
Yeah.
And he stayed 1 point ahead from second all weekend after that.
It's really kind of crazy when you compare them here. So huge skew towards Levi in the first event. Huge skew towards Jordan in the second event. Very, very close in the loading event. Very close in the vertical lift. Skew towards Levi in the throwing, and then skew towards Jordan in the.
They just completely switched.
Yeah, and it just was 1 point shy. All of those
Every
for
single
Jordan.
time.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
It
to
was
see.
really crazy because he did not do hot on the log press. He knows that he's not. That's
Levi.
not his favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Levi knows that he's not the best log presser.
Right.
And for him to get 3 points in the last event and still had enough points to win the whole show is crazy.
It's pretty wild. It's a very interesting.
I'd never been more anxious.
You don't normally. I mean, I shouldn't say you don't normally, but oftentimes you'll see it's like a pretty obvious. It can be pretty obvious as to who's gonna at least be in the top 3 at the end of a competition. But even with this one, it was very, very hard to predict that.
Well, because like if you close your eyes and you think about the show before it happened, you probably assume that Lucas is just gonna run away with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's such a high level athlete. And I even said to Tyler, I was like, I feel like he's just punching down.
Right.
But then now that the show has happened, he got last place in one of the events.
Yeah, I would say not that Lucas needs defending or anything, but
Right.
I would say that this is an interesting example of what happens if he enters a competition when his attention has been elsewhere.
Right.
His focus has been elsewhere. I'm sure
sure.
he didn't train any of these events. Probably maybe he got a week or 2 in or something after the Rogue. No, he wouldn't have done anything
I don't think so.
because he went right from Rogue to here.
But it for him being a full-time professional athlete, I just thought that it was like a runaway show for him.
Yeah,
right?
no. I would have thought that same thing.
That's what I would have predicted, and I'm happy for all of our friends that did as well as they had hoped to do.
Yeah.
Right. I knew that Levi was going to do really well. He was really looking forward to.
Did you pick him to win?
What's that?
Did you pick him to win?
Yeah.
No, oh, really? I didn't. And no hate on Levi. I just didn't pick it.
Because this show is just a lot of it is height based, except for the deadlift,
Yeah.
and the block press and the log.
So I want to go through the athletes a little bit here now that we're kind of doing that on our own anyway. So we're going to go through from the top to bottom, or excuse me, bottom to top here. So we had Kari Christopher Eliasson. Man, last place, but 24-hour notice, taking over for oh God, why am I spacing the Greenland guy?
I forget his name.
So It starts with a U. His last name. God damn it. Anyway,
Let me find it.
yeah, you look it up. Respect, like endless, boundless respect to somebody who takes up a high level competition like this on 24 hours notice. To be able to check your ego, know you're not going to do as well as you could do. The guy probably didn't even deload for the competition. Like he would have just been training normally that whole week, and then just all of a sudden just had that. Damn, the Greenland guy's name is right there. It's going to bug me when you say it. Right there. Kim Urak, yes. Anyway, flight issues took Kim out of the picture, unfortunately, because he's fun to watch.
I think he was at the airport and the flight got canceled.
Yeah. In 11th, we have Chris Beetham, former Scotland's strongest man. Honestly, I kind of put like me and Beetham sort of in a similar peer group. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of what I think that in many competitions we would end up around the same position. I think that we're kind of similar in that way. I don't think he really ran away with any events. He did well in the block press, but
he did well in the Husafell.
The Husafell too, yeah. He had enough good ones that it was he kind of did like how I did. Like he did kind of shit in some events and did good enough in some other events, and that's he's my brother and doing okay. You
guys are very okay.
Me and Chris Beetham, Christian Nielsen, our friend from Iceland, our gay friend from Iceland,
the most beautiful man I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't think he improved his placing from last year, but I think that he did have an overall better competition. I think he hung better. That the Husafell did hurt him. Honestly, I'm looking here and he didn't drop it like just short of anybody, so it would have taken quite a bit of work for him to get any points on that. But he did really well on other stuff.
I think this is his first event win.
Yes, I think it is too. Yeah, and he did really well in the arm over arm, which I don't think he's done historically.
I didn't think that he was going to be a grip monster, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think historically he's done super well in that, so good for him. Palmy Goodfinson, he was there the year that he got last year when I was there, and he's improved to 9th place. And just showed a lot of general improvement. He's just gotten better. You can just see it all of his and I think that you can see in the way he carried himself. He's a little more confident.
Yes. Same with Christian.
Yeah,
I found.
both of them. Yeah. I gotta click this guy's first name here, the Polish gentleman, David Pakulski. This is not meant as any hate on him. Kind of an NPC in the whole thing, like just not speaking English. They didn't talk to him very much. He's definitely not like.
I think that's like a very Polish thing to just not want to talk.
He's just a Polish guy. Like he's not he's not going to be like a fiery, whatever.
He's not a showman like the other guys are.
But he did fine. He got 8th place.
Yeah.
He had some good showings, a few.
In a very Polish way, you go lift rocks and then you go home.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. Justin Leger, I think they call him Leger, right?
Yes.
Very American pronunciation of his last name.
From two English guys.
Yeah, let me tell you. No, but I think that's probably how he says it
that's how he says it. Do you think?
Probably. He's American.
Interesting.
I got news for you, Justin. Your last name is Leger.
You're French.
Yeah, you're French, pal.
Listen here, pal. You're
French.
I got
bad news. You're French. But yeah, he did great in the arm over arm.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But he blew me away with the arm over arm.
Yeah,
that was a great performance.
He's a guy who seems like he has a pretty high ceiling still. I think he's relatively young, and he's probably got a lot that he can improve on. Max Boudreau, kind of already went into that a little bit. Nice to see him competing. Nice to see him having fun. Want to see him healthy and strong again, and hopefully we do see that very, very soon. Love you, Max.
You got to get on the mic a little bit more for my liking.
Yeah. I really want to sit with Max.
I want him to have his own show.
I want him to be on this podcast with us, and we will figure that out.
Well, we kicked him out the last time we were in their house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, we had to talk to Sam. We're gonna figure that out. I want to get him in person on here. I think that'd be really enjoyable.
That would be a lot of fun.
Vilius Jakuzic, the Lithuanian who lives in Iceland. I just love watching him compete because you could hear him in the back of every person lifting. Everyone.
He will help anyone who needs the help.
I really was bummed that he didn't compete the year that I was there because I want to compete against him again because he was just so.
But he was there every day.
He was still there with his baby and his wife. Yeah, but it's just he's just like a fire. Like when I talked about like the Polish gentleman like this, he's the opposite. Vilius is all fire, all
gas.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fun to watch. He's explosive. He's athletic. And he's still a young dude too, who has much more time to grow and get bigger and stronger.
Now he's got
the
dad strength kicking in.
And he was before the arm over arm. I think he's wearing the sweatpants, and I was like, this guy's got a big ass. Like he's got a big strong ass, and he's got. There's going to be a lot of power to come out of that ass someday soon.
I need to talk about the first time I ever met Vilius was in Gimli, because he didn't make the qualifier for like the one in Iceland to do Magnus in Iceland. So he came to Gimli to compete, and watching him as a competitor in person was insane.
Yeah, it's I really
something
encourage
else.
it. If you can take in Vilius competing, I really encourage watching it because it's very different and it's very fun.
And I brought our dog Dolly when she was still a puppy, and like he can just like switch on the competitor's mindset so quickly, because when he saw Dolly, he was mush.
Yeah.
He was complete mush, the sweetest guy I've ever met. And then he looks at me and goes, I miss my dog. And then he shows me pictures of his dog, and I was like, this guy's my favorite guy.
Yeah, it's the ones who can relate to the dogs are the ones that have a special place in Jian's heart, for sure.
Or just nice to me.
Or just nice to you, yeah. Speaking of nice to you, Nick Wortham, he's nice to you, wasn't he?
I don't know. Like,
At
we
North
didn't really talk.
North Americans?
We didn't really like talk to each other, but we were in the hot tub. He was funny.
You heard it here first. Nick Wortham, not nice to Jian.
He wasn't not nice to me. Okay, whatever.
Try being nice once in a while, Nick. See if that works for you.
But what does work for me is when people are just like kind of idiots and assholes to our friends. So that was funny.
To Jeffers?
Yeah.
He does get Jeffers.
So he's
a hard
good
time.
in my books.
Yep. I like Nick too. I met him at North Americans. Real nice guy. Very, very bright future in strongman.
Yes.
His dad was a high level competitive strongman.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's just grown up around the sport.
Cool.
It was cool to see him. He's coached by Chad Coy, and it was cool to see another coach that went to Iceland.
Yes.
He was there, and he was lending his coaching abilities there. Third place, Lucas Hatton. Talked lots about Lucas already, but cool to see him take on this like right after Rogue.
Yeah. And this is a really cool like bucket list.
Sure. He said he wanted to go because his mom wanted to see the Northern Lights in Iceland. So
yeah, how
good for
nice,
him. Good for him for doing this.
And I think I saw his brother in the crowd too a few times.
I wouldn't know. Jordan Osborne
Also looks exactly like Lucas.
It's funny because I think about like if like I remember I had a black friend when I was growing up, or not when I was growing up, when I was much younger, and he would say how white people all look the same to him.
Right.
And I was like, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Like, you can't look at me and this guy and think that we look exactly the same. And then you see Lucas and Jordan Osborne standing next to each other, and you're like, oh, like these are literally.
Oh, I get it.
They live
now.
on opposite ends of the earth, but they're both just white bald guys, fat guys with beards,
with red beards.
and they just look identical. It's
exactly
so crazy.
the same. Okay, so they
And imagine if I grew my beard out and stood just like it was just like 1, 2, 3, we'd all look like three guys who just.
You
got
to get way fatter.
Well, I
for
get
that.
fatter, but I mean it's just like just our heads say like this. You'd be like, holy shit! Like these white guys all look identical.
Like I have a screenshot on my phone of Jordan walking right behind Lucas, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's really strange.
And then there's just Alec looking like a pervert right next to them.
I think that you could take like 10 strongmen, and let's say that you started with like say Jeffers, and you finished with Lucas. You could find 10 or like 8 people to put in between that gradually change enough until it becomes like it's just like, it looks like Jeffers morphing into
A continuum.
Lucas. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it would just
like an anamorph.
like if it was like Jeffers, then Tristan, then someone, then me, then someone,
You
then
know
Lucas.
what?
You know, like
That's
it's
so funny that you say that, because
like an anamorph, exactly like an anamorph.
I talk about you guys to like in my real life as a hairstylist, right?
Yeah.
So I talk to my friends at work about, oh, like look at this, my friend's competing and like he's doing so well, this is a video or whatever. And one of my coworkers goes, they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like this guy looks like Tyler. I don't know the difference.
Yep.
I was like, well, I would tell you if it was Tyler. It's not Tyler.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
A different bald guy with a beard.
Oh shit, we gotta get going here.
Okay.
I gotta show someone the gym here right away. New potential clients. Okay. In first place though, our man, friend of the show, very, very deserving. The second winner of the Magnus Classic to come from the Gimli qualifier.
Yes.
Tristan being the first. So super, super awesome there, and really showing that Gimli qualifier that we have right here in our province it's a star maker. It can really be that launching pad that guys need. If you like, You know, you always hear
It's a direct line to Colin Bryce's
right.
attention.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, and I would be shocked if this didn't lead to something for Levi. You know,
I
whether
sure
it's a
hope it does
Giants or
because he
Worlds or
had a
something.
great
Yeah, yeah.
performance.
And I think that anybody who's asking these questions of like, how do I, blah, blah, how can I get this? And there's no way
Just
to
fucking compete, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just there's fucking routes all around you.
Yeah.
To get into
Ask
the high
guys
level
which
shows.
routes are to take or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
man. And this is one that you can directly trace the route that Tristan took to Worlds, starting at that Gimli competition. So when registration opens, I encourage everyone to get involved again this year. So any final thoughts on the Magnus for Magnusson Classic 2026?
It was
2025?
such a beautiful show and amazing job by Levi. It was crazy because there were a couple of events that he didn't do so hot, and then he still pulled out just enough.
Yep.
Like enough ahead of Jordan.
Those 2 first place wins in the first competition really carried him over for
Huge.
some of the other.
I woke up and saw that he was ahead by 7 points, and I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
congratulations to Levi.
congrats to Levi. Congrats to all the competitors. Congrats to Magnus for having another successful competition out there.
Congrats to Monica.
Congrats to
pulling it off.
Monica, who I'm sure that an equal amount of work goes in on her end for that. This will be coming out on Saturday morning, so make sure you're watching OSG all weekend. Cheer on our Manitoba competitors. Cheer on our Iron Age competitors. Western Canadian, everybody who's competing there. We want to wish everyone the best of luck. We're really, really excited to see it. I'm going to be sitting and watching Strongman all weekend, doing nothing else.
I hope not.
Like no cleaning or nothing like that.
Oh, you were supposed to do that today, so.
We'll see. We'll see what gets done today. But in the meantime and the in-between time, thank you guys for listening. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for
being our friends.
Yeah, for being our friend and for jumping back on as we're kind of doing this like re-ramping up of doing episodes again a little more frequently. We're going to try to keep doing this. The best way to help us with that is subscribe and then like and then
Okay, thank you everybody.
make sure you guys share the show with a friend and keep watching. Bye.
Congrats, Levi.
Congratulations to them.